Coach, when the three ball isn't dropping like it was earlier in the game, how do you try and keep that offense dynamic to open up that three ball later on?
I mean, we're going to keep shooting. We shot 42% from three, so I think they were extremely physical. Give them credit. It was just two really good basketball teams battling today.
And what did Kalani provide off the bench as far as rebounding and defense? I mean, it was a big spark.
Yeah, I mean, give Kalani a ton of credit for staying ready. And, yeah, that group, we were down 9 going into the fourth. Could have very easily said, you know what, today's not our day, but they battled. And I thought our mentality from our staff was just to reward them for how they played.
Coach, can you talk to me about what has happened in the second and third quarter, and how could you fix that in the next game?
I'll have to go back and look at the film. I'm not really sure in that third. Obviously, scoring 10 points is not ideal. But again, I thought Vegas did a really good job. They were extremely aggressive. You know, they did a good job, especially in that first half, as far as competing and making it tough on us. And yeah, but we need these games. I told the group at halftime. I told the group after the game. This is a young group. We haven't been through a lot of high-level games together. Obviously, we've done it individually and with different teams, but you have to go through these things. And that team has been in a ton of these games. And so I thought we got some good looks down the stretch. Obviously, that offensive rebound hurt us there. But, yeah, I mean, we need these games.
Coach, I'm just curious. It felt like through the first three quarters, I mean, just super physical. Fouls were being called on both sides. I'm just curious, when fouls are called at that rate, how do you guys sort of look to build any kind of momentum, especially when it feels like the whistle's being blown almost every single play?
Yeah, I mean, that was a playoff basketball game, obviously early in the year. And, yeah, I don't think that we would change anything that we did. We're going to compete and be physical.
Back here, what would you say you've learned so far working Cobb back in and trying to put all three of your stars in position to succeed together, especially on offense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. We're not there yet, and, you know, it takes a little bit of time, but I like where we're headed.
Coach, we've seen over these last 3 games, one including the preseason, Chelsea Gray on Alyssa Thomas, just playing the switches. What is it about the switches in today's game that you feel like kind of maybe took away paint touches or flow from your offense?
Yeah, early, I thought in the second half we did a better job. The first half, AT wasn't getting downhill as much. I need to do a better job of moving some people around. But yeah, people are going to do different stuff against us. They did a good job tonight, and we'll give them credit.
Coach, who worked against Asia in the first half versus the third quarter when she started getting going?
Yeah, great players are going to have big nights, right? And she's one of the best in our league, and just trying to make it tough on her. Obviously, the free throws help to get her going. See that ball go in a little bit. And, yeah, I mean, we need to do a better job collectively against her.
Coach, you talked about before the game about how your best offense often comes in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. Vegas did a good job tonight of just making you all shoot later in the shot clock. How do you speed things up and get the offense free flowing?
Yeah, we were a little bit bogged down for the first 2 or 3 quarters tonight. And, yeah, I mean, they did a good job of slowing us down. And I thought in the fourth quarter we started to play more like ourselves. The reality is we're not going to score over 100 points every night, right? This is what it looks like when you play good teams. And so we'll look at the film and get better.
Bogged down in the first 2-3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter you had 31 points, way more than any other quarter. What changed, I guess, going into that quarter versus the other one?
I'm not sure. We'll have to look at the film.
What does Vegas do defensively that makes it so difficult for teams to get threes against them?
Are you talking about the year or today?
Today or the year? I mean, and today they gave up their second fewest.
Yeah. I mean, they also give up the most points in the paint, right? I think defensively, you got to choose. You're going to take away the three, or you're going to protect the paint. Yeah, and they've kind of committed to taking away threes, and we only got 24 of them up tonight, so they did their job.
Obviously, no Lexi, and we've seen Monique take that second role facilitator. As a coaching staff, what goes into the process of kind of finding that secondary facilitator when AT has to rest?
Well, I think you're going to see it with Sammy, right? So when Mo comes out, you know, the goal was probably to go back to Mo in that fourth, but Sammy kind of got it going, and her and Kalani kind of got the second unit, provided us with some energy. And so I think it's nothing, it's new to Sammy in this situation. I think she's done it before. This past offseason in Australia, she was the point. So putting a ball handler next to her will be important for us. But yeah, I think Sammy can handle that.
What are the biggest things you guys can learn and take away from a game like this? You mentioned a young team, but playoff atmosphere, the aces, what can you kind of learn and take away?
Yeah, like I said, we just need these reps, right? They did a good job. I didn't think we played at the level that we've been playing. But when you win six or I don't know how many we had won, we had been on a winning streak, and so we're going to get people's best shot, right? Vegas has kind of been the standard the last 3-4 years. Sometimes, you know, a team like that needs a game like this, and they were ready. And I thought we were too. You know, it was a 1-point game, 1 possession, and so we're right in the hunt, and there's going to be games like this.
Coach, you talk about the perimeter defense that allowed Nye to come off the bench and get going as well as she did. Like, what exactly causes that lull, or her to open up in your mind?
Well, they've got 3 or 4 Olympians, right? And so you're trying to slow those down. And so to provide help, you know, someone's going to be open. Their plus minus with her on the floor is really, really good. She made some big shots down the stretch.
We'll do one more. Coach, so you guys are now sitting at second place with a 12-5 record, and you guys will also have 3 days of rest before facing the Dallas Wings this Thursday. Circling back to Worry About Us motto, can you talk to me about what you guys will be working moving forward, especially after today's game?
Yeah, just, you know, we'll watch the film, and we'll try to make corrections, look at different situations and how we handle them. And every team presents new challenges. We'll get a couple more days of practice and continue to try to get better. Awesome. Thank you. Yep.
Alyssa, when switching between man and zone defense, what kind of, if at all, communication challenges does that present for y'all when you have to switch, depending on the lineup that's sent your way?
We didn't play zone today. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
It's all good. But when in the first half of the game, when the 3 ball's not dropping, and y'all are trying to obviously such a big part of the game for y'all, how do you try and keep the offense dynamic to try and open that up again?
Yeah, I mean, I think early on they were guarding the 3 well, and we missed a lot of opportunities just to get to the basket. You know, you want games like this. I mean, this is what playoffs is going to be like. So definitely, you know, learning lesson for us today and of how we need to come out ready to play.
Alyssa, we saw through the last couple of matchups them sprinkling in a little Chelsea Gray on you, and that kind of playing switches from there. How did you see that kind of play into your game flow over the course of this one? Yeah,
I mean, I think I've pretty much seen everything this season. You know, it's just about the mismatches, knowing that they were going to switch. You know, unfortunately, we weren't shooting the best like we're accustomed to. Still, 42%, which is still good. But, yeah, just trying to take advantage of it and create opportunities for my teammates.
Can you talk to me about what has happened in the second and third quarter, and how do you guys will look to pick it up on it in the next game?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we came out ready to play today. You know, there's a different type of mentality you have to come out with, and I don't think we had it from the beginning. I think we kind of woke up in the fourth quarter. But like I said, I mean, we have a young team, a lot of rookies. It's a learning experience for us, and we're only going to continue to get better.
I'm just curious, when you was first, second, third quarter, it just felt like fouls were being called on both sides at a pretty high rate. When that does happen, I'm just curious, how do you guys sort of look to build rhythm even when, you're uncertain of when the whistle might blow?
That's a great question. It's very hard. It's tough.
Alyssa, what did Kalani provide today, just as far as the spark, rebounds, defense, all around up for them?
Yeah, I mean, she had a great spark for us, like you said. I think we were searching today for something, and she came in and gave us great minutes, especially down the stretch. Unfortunately, we just didn't come out with the win.
Kahleah, we saw you getting downhill a whole lot more to start the fourth quarter in this one. I was wondering what was maybe different that you saw coming into the fourth that maybe sparked a little bit for you?
I think my body just continuing to feel better, and Nate just yelling at me to go downhill.
That 14-4 run that the Aces had in the third quarter, do you feel like this is a credit to how well they shot, or just the lack of communication on the defense you guys?
It's a mix, both. I think our transition defense wasn't great tonight. Getting back to our matchups or whoever's closest to you. And then they hit some shots.
Nate said, going back even to the New York game, that you guys needed to have some games that were like this, very competitive games where you're challenged. Do you feel like that's true and that you can learn some big things even in a loss, like a close loss like this?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I think you need games like this, especially, the way playoffs is. I mean, it doesn't matter what your record is come playoffs. So, like I said, we have a lot of rookies. This is a great test, a learning process. We're still feeling each other out, learning our rotations as well. So, I mean, you definitely can learn from these games. We'll have great video to watch, and we'll definitely see them again.
I have a question for Ka. Through 5 games played, how are you feeling as you continue to get more playing time, especially after returning from injury?
Just taking it game by game. I definitely feel better with every game, just between my rhythm and my movements and then just my lungs. So I'm just going to keep, grinding through this part of the process and just do whatever I can to help us win.
We'll do one more.
Between the two of you, Sammy and even Sachi, there's a lot of different people that can step up and be leaders. In a game like this, how do you all kind of play off each other's energy and kind of find your lane and being the leader that you are and leading how you know how to?
Yeah, I mean, you don't panic. I think we've been down a lot, especially early on in the season. Like I said, again, it circled back to playoffs and what a playoff atmosphere is going to be like. It just comes down to what the defense is giving you, making the right reads, and being aggressive.